Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt Money. So today we're actually be talking about a stock that actually made me about a 3,000% annualized return within a single month. And so I first started buying this stock beginning of July. I've been posting in all of my WhatsApp group, posting it on Discord, whether it's my Discord, Gen X's Discord, or a bunch of other people, just been kind of shouting it out saying, hey, this is something I'm kind of investing in, letting people know, and been posting a lot on my Instagram as well. And after the first couple days, you started seeing this run up over the past 5, 6 days. And every day I was posting it, up 20%, up 40% the next, up 30% the next. And every single day I was reposting it. And, obviously could have been something that you guys got involved in. But why I'm kind of shouting this out is I think that this will probably eventually hit people's kind of minds, and maybe they'll see the enormous returns over the past month. But what I want to share is basically the net asset value of what you're going to be investing in is kind of scary. I'm actually thinking about taking a lot of profits here. I haven't yet, so I'm disclosing that right now that, either today or sorry, either tomorrow or the next, I'll be taking some profits. Obviously, because I've made over 250% within the past month. That's a 3,000% annualized return if you were to multiply that by 12. Um, and so, yeah, just gonna hop right into it and show it is a cryptocurrency ETF. And I generally don't invest a lot into crypto, but at the same time, I think that now cryptocurrencies are coming into the mainstream. You've kind of gotten a lot of the scammy sort of coins out of the markets. Now you have the main really big ones that are still taking over. Bitcoin obviously has been the one big and true sort of currency. Ethereum, you have Ripple, a lot of these other currencies that are really starting to take main street by storm, and they're really starting to merge with a bunch of different other companies, whether it's Uber, whether it's MoneyGram, whether it's Facebook. It's really starting to become something that is starting to get a little bit bigger now. I'm not going to become a cryptocurrency channel or anything like that, but just want to highlight it. I wanted to get my cryptocurrency allocation within the portfolio up to about 4%. I got it up to about 2.9%, and within a couple days it's already jumped up about a full percent. And it takes a lot to jump the portfolio, man. It's a $495,000 portfolio, 343-ish if you're looking at the dividend aspect of the portfolio. So in order for this to go up, it's got to go up about $5,000-6,000 for it to change 1 to 1.5%. So just gonna hop right into it for you guys. There's really two ETFs that I invest in for, say, cryptocurrency exposure, and I'm going to walk through both of them. Both of them are offered by Grayscale, and I'll show you guys their website in just a second. So one of them is Grayscale Bitcoin GBTC. I like this one a lot. It tracks really closely to Bitcoin, so it's something that if you'd rather just invest in something on the stock market, it's a little bit more tried and true, a little bit more liquid than maybe, say, Bitcoin, and it's a lot easier to, say, transfer in and out of cash. This could be something for you. And then there's GDLC, which is kind of like uh, a bunch of different currencies. Let me expand this really quick. It stands for Digital Large Cap. And what it basically means is it's the top 10 sort of cryptocurrencies within, say, CoinMarketCap. If you were to go to coinmarketcap.com, you'd see the 10 largest sort of coins by total value. So that obviously means Bitcoin, that obviously means Ethereum, and they're all weighted on average by how much they are. So they take the top 10, and obviously Bitcoin is the largest, so it's about 70-80% of this GDLC. And then you also have the other ones as well. So this is the one that has got me 254% over the past month. So if you were to annualize that, it's easily 3,000%. So I put about $2,000 in over the course of like a week, 2 weeks or so in the beginning part of July. And now I'm obviously up about $5,000 within basically a month of starting to invest in that. And so I'll probably start putting pictures up by now, the exact purchases. So I'd buy like 75 shares here, 100 shares here, all the way up to the point where I got 325 shares of this. So overall, I put in about $2,076, and we're up about $7,300 at the moment in terms of the market value of these securities right now. It doesn't pay any dividends or anything like that, but let's just hop over to Grayscale and kind of take a quick look and also show you guys why this is a little bit of alarming to me, specifically why I probably would stay away from something like this and probably take profits if you're looking at it here right now. So Grayscale is a company that is investing heavily into cryptocurrencies, and they're offering these sort of ETFs that people can buy into to make things a little bit easier, right? So here's one specifically for Bitcoin. They have about a 2% annual fee. They have a crap ton of different Bitcoins. You can see how many Bitcoins they have per share. So if you're ever curious and you want to track, hey, I'm buying a share of, let's say, GBTC, you can kind of understand, well, what is the underlying Bitcoin holding per share? It's $10.77 versus your $13.34. So you can kind of track over time when it's almost at par value and when it's kind of not. So you can kind of really see, hey, I'm trading at about a 20 to 25 times or 20 to 25% more than, say, if I were to buy Bitcoin on its own. But at the same time, it might be easier for you to trade in and out of, say, GBTC than something else. And it also gives you an idea, like, let's just say you get close to parity. Um, Generally speaking, because this is a little bit on the market and there's probably more competition for people to buy and sell it, you have an opportunity for it to, I guess, expand in terms of price multiple. And that's exactly what happened on this next one. So we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But what this is basically is this is going to GDLC, which is the one that has really been skyrocketing in price over the past, I guess, 6, 7 days or so. You can really see that it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. So all the big guys, right? They kind of put this together so you can see the fund component per share. You can see, every time you buy one share, you get one XRP, a small bit of Bitcoin, small bit of Ethereum, small bit of Bitcoin Cash, and small bit of Litecoin. Manager's fee is 3%, so it is a little bit high. So this is a long-term fund, so keep in mind that of course, there, if things kind of stay stable, you're going to lose 3% a year. But if things go up, then of course in the long term it should be a good deal. I think that really things are going to start doing really well. Now remember when I was showing you like the 20 to 25%, I guess, premium you're paying if you buy GBTC? Well, that wasn't too dissimilar from when you were buying GDLC. You could see that it was relatively flat over the past, say, year or so, and you were trading in between like the $3 to $6 range here in terms of the actual digital holdings per share, which is in black. You can see all the way back, but you can actually start seeing the market price per share when it IPO'd, and what you're immediately seeing is a decent run up here in the underlying sort of investment here. So it went from $5.44 in early July to basically being $7.02 for the underlying assets there. So pretty big jump up if you were to consider going from $5.50 to $7. But look at the actual market price per share, right? So I was buying around this time frame, was about $6.50 per share or so, and you can just see it hugely diverge compared to what the underlying asset value is actually worth. So currently, asset value is worth just over $7, but the actual market price per share is 3 times that, right? So you're not looking at the 20 to 25% premium compared to what you're buying in, say, GBTC. You're paying about a 3 times premium, which is a little bit absurd in my opinion. I don't think it's worthwhile. You're going to see how much it skyrockets. The underlying did go up, I can't complain with that, but the fact that this is kind of just skyrocketing out of nowhere is pretty insane. And that is what gives me a little bit of discomfort going into this, and actually wanting to share this with you guys. You might see something like this and immediately jump to the fact that, like, oh my god, I need to buy, right? And I think that this relates a lot with the new traders that have kind of entered the market, whether they're Robinhood traders, M1 traders. I'm not attacking you guys. I think it's just something that we've all fallen trapped to in the past. But one of the things that I really want to share with you guys is these SPAC stocks that are kind of coming out and people immediately jumping in and skyrocketing, and taking Nikola, for example, how it jumped up to, say, like a $50 billion company at one point. They haven't even made a single car, and they're worth, valued wise as a company, worth more than GM and Ford. So it doesn't necessarily make sense. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of due diligence and understand what the heck is going on. This is one of those times where I've just gotten lucky. I was saying, okay, long term, I think, cryptocurrencies are probably going to be a good play, and I want to get involved and kind of diversify the portfolio a little bit, get my money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. I think those are going to be high quality assets in the future. not right now, but as they continue to gain more exposure and digital currencies become more and more popular, I think it's advantageous for me to buy at this point, give myself a little bit of exposure, 2, 3, 4%. But looking at this specifically, it just has kind of gotten out of control. So 300x sort of the normal digital asset value is pretty crazy, and wanted to share this with you guys to show you, if you come across GDLC and what's kind of going on, it's probably something that you should do a double take on. And there is an underlying, you know, asset that you're buying with those. You're buying Bitcoin, you're buying Ethereum, you're buying all those things, and it's just gone crazy, right? I mean, you started seeing a week ago that cryptocurrencies really started coming back up again. Bitcoin hit 12,000 briefly, and so I think that that is what kind of stirred up this huge run up here. But I mean, I was buying all in here the July 1st through the July 15th-ish time frame. I'm not exactly too sure when I stopped buying, but I got to the point where I said, hey, that enough is enough. I'm going to hold that there. And really 5-6 days ago, it really started hitting, into second gear and really just diverging massively away from what the underlying is actually valued at. So come tomorrow, I think I'm going to sell about half of the shares. So I believe that I'll probably just keep that in cash, wait for it to kind of come back down, and maybe what I'll do is when it does come back down to reality, gets closer to parity, maybe within 20 to 30% of the net asset value of what it should be, so like maybe like $8 or something like that, I'll buy back in. I think it's inevitable. Maybe I'll miss out on some short-term gains, but at the same time, I'll be able to lock in some decent profits. So maybe about $2,000 to $3,000 worth of profit. So I can't complain with that at all, right? Of course, I might miss out on some upside, but I think that it's getting too frothy at this point, being 300 times worth what's actually valued, and yeah, so I appreciate that this video is a little bit interesting, a little bit different from my normal videos, but I did share with some folks on, the WhatsApp group and said, hey, this is something that you guys potentially buy for the long term. But of course, in the short term, you saw this big spike up, and I'm kind of just sitting here like, wow, okay, that's half a month's salary of profit, relatively quickly. I should probably take that and use that into potentially buying something else, or just kind of keeping it in cash, because right now I almost have as much Bitcoin value, or say cryptocurrency value, as I do almost in cash. So maybe it's time to take a little bit off the table and wait for another opportunity to kind of come up, or wait for this to kind of come back down and reinvest those profits. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to kick this one off here and share with you guys that. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've been seeing a lot of good support lately. We're almost at 7,000 people liking and subscribing to the channel every single day, which is kind of cool. You guys have been really good helping me out with the sponsors or the subscription bases over the past couple weeks, even though I've kind of been posting pretty sporadically here. So if you guys have an opportunity and you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. I probably won't be talking about cryptocurrency, so for those of you guys that are kind of jumping up on this because it's a cryptocurrency video, don't expect too many of them. But of course, if crypto becomes a bigger and bigger part of my portfolio, it is a route that I've gone down before. I did mine back in the day in like 2018 timeframe. So anyway, that's my phone yelling at me. I gotta sign off. I will edit this video, upload it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.